Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Let me adjust the volume. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 22nd of April. It is 11 a.m. Central European Time, 10 o'clock in the UK. And what do we talk about? We've got nothing left to talk about. We've had the halving. Halving is finished. What now? Well, we have a good show today. We're going to try and mix it up a bit today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. What now? We're going to talk about Vitalik trying to remind us what the reason is, or his reason is, that we're in crypto. Memes are back. We're going to have a look at some memes. What are runes? You will probably, if you've been in crypto or you're on X or whatever, you're going to wonder what runes are. I'm going to go through them very briefly. And then over the weekend, I made a video about Bonk. January 2023, I made a video that said, do not buy Bonk. Bonk is a pump and dump. It's a scam. There's nothing to it. That was a year and 3 months ago. They have come a long way, and there is always retribution on this channel. I have made another video over the weekend explaining why I think Bonk could be the second biggest meme coin in crypto in a couple of years' time. So that's a video I've made, but I am going to go through Bonk, and the version 2 of Bonk came out about 48 hours ago. So I'm going to go through that as well. And then final thoughts, and then we're going to start with the X-Files. Lots of people saying good morning in chat. It is lovely to see. Good morning, Hidden. Good morning, Mags. Good morning, Fran, Diabliski, Daniel. Hello, everybody. I hope you are all well. I'm confused about the voting on the Dupe DAO. It was the first time I voted, but there was another story I'm learning. If you put that in chat, I will let you know. And in addition, this morning I have been a busy bee. I've already made a video about the LFG2 vote. I've already made a video about that. I'm halfway through editing it. That will be up within about 2 hours from now. So I've made a video about the two projects that have won, what I think of them, and also some suggestions on how to fix the LFG, because I think it's just missing a couple of things. Now let's very briefly go through the markets before we get on to the X-Files and the news. So the market is up just a touch, 2.43 trillion. Remember my target, my what's the word for it? My goal is 8 to 10 trillion. So we've still got some ways to go in the market. Volume is low, 65 billion, very low. Bitcoin dominance, 53.6. ETH dominance, 15.9. No major changes there. Bitcoin coming in at 66,000. ETH, 3,200. Let's have a look at who has been winning. IOS Network, I've made another video about them. Very recently, in fact. That's a project that I quite like, I remember. Neo is up a little bit. Near is up. Say, Pepe, BNB, and Chainlink are all doing reasonably well. And losers, not too many really. Dog with Hat is back with it in its pen, I would say. It was way overvalued at $5 trillion. Nervous Network is down 5.5%. Maker is down. Audi, Athena, a few others are down. No real gainers or losers, but remember, we're Monday morning. We come off the back of a Sunday. Mondays don't tend to see too many fireworks from the weekend. So we're not expecting to see huge gainers and losers at this time of the day. Maybe tomorrow, when the markets open in America, we're going to see some serious movements. Now, some X-Files. Retail investors, bought the halving. Holders of 1 Bitcoin or less bought 2x the new daily supply today. Remember, 450 is a number that should be etched in your brain. That is the number of Bitcoin being produced per day. Previously, before the halving, it was 900. We now only have 450. I don't care what anybody tells you about Bitcoin. If more Bitcoin consistently is taken off exchanges and taken out of the market, the price is going to go up. It is not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a month, but over 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 years, the price of Bitcoin will accelerate because you cannot buy more than the supply. It's as simple mathematical equation. And not only that, but they have been buying in chunks. Look at the volumes of these. 900, 1376, 10,000 in the last 30 days. 10,000 here for the 1 to 10 Bitcoin holders. The biggest losers are the 10 to 100s, but they will probably be whales taking profits. We're not going to worry too much about that. All you need to know is you just need to trust the process, especially with Bitcoin. I've watched a video this morning, somebody talking about a black swan, and they tell you to buy this meme coin and that meme coin and everything else. And they've turned around in this video and said, well, we tell you to buy meme coins and sell them for a profit, and then you should buy Bitcoin. So even these bullish moon boys are now starting to tell you that you should be rolling your profits into Bitcoin. It takes a while, but everybody will catch up to Bitcoin. Wow, GBTC's mini-me Bitcoin will have a fee of 0.15%, which means Grayscale will have the cheapest Bitcoin ETF in the market. You heard it here first. I have been saying it for weeks. Grayscale will no longer be the most expensive ETF in the market. They have, for whatever reason, whether it be Genesis, whatever, they have allowed a proportion of their portfolio to be sold off, maybe in fees, maybe they were making profits, who knows. And now they've come straight back into the market with the cheapest Bitcoin ETF. The cheapest Bitcoin ETF. So I put my phone on silent so we don't get all of that going on. So what this is, again, we talk of white swans and black swans, but we should also talk about why there's been such a drain on the market in the last 2 months. And I'm sorry to say, but Grayscale has been one of the major drivers of this, simply because they have been selling hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, for the last 2 months. Think of where we would be if Grayscale hadn't sold. Maybe we'd be at the prices that some people were talking about, $80,000, $90,000 Bitcoin. Maybe, but these things happen. Do I think this bull run will be shorter than normal because Bitcoin reached all-time high before the halving? This is the very first time, as far as I'm aware, we have broken the previous all-time high before the halving. So, do I think we will see a shorter Bitcoin? I think I'm going to stick with the 4-year cycle, simply because that's how it's been for the last 10, 12 years. And that means that we will see 6 to 18 months, we should see an accumulation in the price of Bitcoin. Now, we might top out in summer. I keep saying November, December. We might top out in summer. It really is too early to say, in my opinion, where we're going to top out. If you base it off 4 years, the 4-year cycle, 48 months, you have X number of months in the bear market, X number of months in accumulation phase, X number of months in the price going up, price appreciation. That can't change because we're in a 4-year cycle. What we could have is we could have a double top like we saw during the pandemic. That could happen. Maybe we have a run up, and maybe, like you say, maybe we have an earlier bull run where everybody thinks we're going to go up. We spike, maybe we go to 110,000, 95,000, whatever. Then the price starts to fall, everybody gets out of the market, and then there's a second peak. We could do that again. I know why the second peak happened in the last bull run, but history rhymes. Although it doesn't repeat, it does rhyme, and we might see another double top. Nothing for me is off the table. What's off the table for me is people giving you definites and absolutes for things that are going to happen 12 to 18 months from now. I think between the end of summer and the beginning of winter, so autumn, is where I think we will get our all-time high. Now, what could cause a double top? For example, let's say we're at $110,000 in April next year and we start to fall. Let's say we come down to 90 or 85,000. The Ethereum ETF gets approved, which will be next year, potentially. That could spark a second bull run, a second top. Maybe we then push on to 150, 250,000. Who knows where we're going to be? I've said we're going to be at 256,000. That's my all-time high of this bull run. Brogan says 250,000. They're the kind of numbers we're thinking. Plan B says 480,000. We've told you that before. We don't know, but there are things in place that could extend the bull run. And that Ethereum ETF, Ethereum is the second biggest crypto asset in the world behind Bitcoin. That being approved for an ETF will drive money to it. It won't drive anywhere near the volume that Bitcoin has seen, but it will drive money into crypto. And that will cause a market rise. Maybe we'll only see 10 or 20% extra compared to what we've seen with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been the largest, greatest ETF launch in history. We're never going to see a repeat of that with Ethereum, but Ethereum could push up. So maybe a double top, maybe we spike April, May, have a summer lull, and then go for it in November. But I don't think we're going to have a shorter cycle because the cycle is tied to the halving. In my opinion, it's tied to the halving. What we could see, and I talked to Brogan about off air a couple of days ago, is we should at some point start to see decoupling. Decoupling is where assets start to move outside of the asset class. So for example, XRP. If XRP has an IPO, has a launch, that's another white swan event, by the way, the XRP IPO. That happens, XRP is adopted by the banking system. It starts to launch CBDCs. That will start to operate outside of the price action of Bitcoin. As an example, I'm not saying it's going to happen. So we are going to hopefully see at some point some kind of decoupling of the market. It can't stay tied to Bitcoin forever. Remember, Bitcoin is a store of value. It's a store of wealth. It's not Ethereum. Ethereum is the internet, the computer of the internet. Smart contracts, all the layer 2s, liquidity. It's different. Solana is different. Cardano are different. They're different projects coupled together under crypto. But there's apples, pears, bananas, oranges. They're all completely different, just using the same technology. We haven't got to the stage where we view them that way yet, but we will get there over time. I hope that goes some way to answering your question. I was a little bit on the fence, I admit, but I don't have a crystal ball. I'm giving you some examples. Now, I have thought about making a Black Swan video. There are a few things on the horizon which are Black Swans, which I will maybe make a video about today or tomorrow. Zach XBT, we covered this 2 or 3 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I don't remember now. These are, it says here a month ago. These are the 12 Solana pre-sale meme coins that have completely abandoned after raising $26.7 million. Would any future projects launch by these? Oh, would avoid, sorry. Right. So why am I showing you this? I said it again in the past, and I know we're going to talk about meme coins and meme coins coming back. I don't think the risk reward for any pre-sale is worth it when it comes to meme coins. Not projects like we covered SWGT, that's different. Meme coin projects, they'll say to you, you can send me half a sol and I'm going to give you 100,000 tokens, and on day one the token is going to launch at 10 cents. And you're going to think to yourself, wow, I'm going to make an awful lot of money if I buy this token. So you send them half a sol and then they run off and they take the money and they leave. And PokePanda, Rocky, Pepcasso, Temple Pharmacy, these are just Twitter handles. They've stolen all of this money. This is a criminal offense. That's why I advise everybody watching this, don't get involved in a pre-sale of anything. I don't care if they tell you it's 1,000x or a 10,000x. They're not going to tell you it's going to double in value to get your money out of you, are they? They're going to tell you it's going to 5,000x. You put $1 into this project, well, you'll have $5,000 by Saturday. It never happens. And these are important warnings to people to just don't follow all of these crazy pre-sales. They're just becoming more and more ludicrous over time. Finally then, last one. Milk Road, a good newsletter. If you want to follow a newsletter and get daily content, Milk Road is a good one. I follow them. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna, I don't get paid by them or anything. They're pretty good. You get all of the content in an email once a day. So go and check them out. Solana has one major issue, one that no other blockchain has. It is processing billions of transactions per month. Solana is in a league of its own when it comes to transaction volume, and no other chain comes close. And this is incredible when you look at the number of transactions. So all of these coupled down here at the bottom, let me bring it up a little bit so you can see. You've got Ethereum, the layer 2s, BNB, Avalanche, Tron, Near, and then up here you've got Solana. Solana processing 2 million transactions a month. I mean, it's incredible. There are reasons why I think this is hyperinflated, and that's, I believe, the validators still send transactions across the chain, which most others don't. So it is hyperinflated. If you strip that out, I don't think they're doing this volume, but it doesn't matter because the metrics show Solana is the most popular network, and metrics will drive adoption. People will go to Solana based on this, don't really care about validator transactions, but Solana is number one. And if you want to be bullish on a coin in the next 2 years, I don't think Solana is a bad bet. I think $130, $150 for Solana. Many commentators are calling for $1,000 at the end of the bull run. I don't think that's unachievable from where we are now. I think it's unachievable from where we were when we were at $230, $240. I think we've gone a bit too far. Now we've had the retracement. I think we've now got a good 18 months to run up 5 or 6x from here. So I think we are looking good for Solana. All of that overheated price action is now gone. So Bitcoin price correction completed. Top crypto analyst predicts Bitcoin rally to $100,000. Where have we heard this before? Pretty much every week now for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Captain Fibic predicts a bullish surge, identifying a parabolic curve formation that leads to a Bitcoin rally towards $100,000. Now, if you watched on Saturday, you will know that my theory is up, then down, and then up again, obviously. In the short term, this is the next 4 to 6 weeks. He's predicting $100,000. Let's see where he is talking about it. According to the analyst, the 1-week Bitcoin chart highlights the formation of a parabolic curve, typically suggesting an upward movement if a breakout occurs. This bullish signal is further endorsed by the identification of key bases within the chart, particularly base 3 and 4. So he thinks we've had the correction. This was the correction. Remember, we did come down from 74 and we did touch 59 and change. So that's nearly a 20% correction. Again, we've had 2 of them so far, 18, 20% corrections. We've had 2 recently anyway. So he believes that it could double in a short period. Base 4 exhibits similar indications, potentially propelling Bitcoin's price to near $100,000 sooner rather than later. On a cautionary note, however, he warns the price of Bitcoin may experience a downturn after hitting $100,000. Again, when you hit serious psychological levels sounds really fancy. It means round numbers. What do I mean? $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $100,000. Psychologically, in the mind of the trader, they are barriers. They technically exist because we create them. So we are creatures of habit, creatures of patterns. We follow patterns. And by following patterns, we create patterns in crypto, in charts. That's what everything, we are, what's the word for it now? We create our own destiny by being creatures of habit. $100,000 is a huge level of resistance, in my opinion, without even looking at a chart. Could we come down to 80,000? Probably yes. 20% correction from there. I think we could come down to 80,000. I think we're not going to hit 100,000 exactly. I think we might go to 102 and then retrace. We never hit them exactly. They're just areas, bands, if you like. So we could do this. I'm not saying we're going to do it today or tomorrow, but we could do this. So Crypto T is among those hinting at a bullish rally for Bitcoin, drawing parallels with previous Bitcoin halving events that triggered significant price surges. So Bitcoin did a 92x, a 30x, and 8x. I think we're going to do a 4x. That's where I get my $256,000 from. Ish. I think we're going to do roughly 4x from where we were at the halving. So 4 times 60 is 240. Add on another 4,000, 256,000. That is as simple as that. There's no charts involved in that. That's based on these. Because we have diminishing returns. Bitcoin, as you can see, it did a 92x, then a 30x, then an 8x. I don't think it's only going to do a 2x. I don't think we're going to 120,000 simply because of the ETFs. If we do, then the top will be $130,000. I think we're going to go to 256. If you follow Plan B, as I've said before, he thinks we're going to hit 480. Nobody can tell you precisely where we're going to go to, but there are rough reasons why. So against this backdrop of past successes, Crypto T anticipates another surge in the price. However, the extent of this surge post-halving remains to be seen, adding an element of intrigue to the unfolding market dynamics. That's interesting. Adding an element of intrigue is basically like saying, I don't know. That's where we are with that conversation. With Bitcoin at 65,000, we're now at 66. Think about that. From 100,000, where are we? We are 50% away. We've seen Bitcoin move 20 to 30% in a week. So it's not outside the realm of possibility. You know, the bottom right-hand corner, my target is 74,000. We got, as I said on, I don't know what day it was, Tuesday last week, we got to 73.8. Morally, I claim that as a victory, but I didn't think we would hit it and retrace just so dramatically from where we were. There was a bull pennant leading us to 74,000. We followed it, not to the T, but we pretty much followed it. We got so close and we didn't. We've fallen back. So for me, 74,000, which is 10% from where we are now, that's really the next goal for me. I know people are talking about 90,000, 94,000, but let's just take it one step at a time, eh? Let's try and get to 70s first before moving to the moon. Now, very quickly, we're going to have a look at the Bitcoin chart. Again, I am not a technical analyst. That is Brogan's job. I just like to look at various different things. Now, let's move some of these off here. What don't we need? Let's get that one. Let's get rid of that one. That's my lower target. Now, the bull market support band, it moves every week. Now, this requires precision. So I am going to move this very carefully. There we go. Now, wouldn't you know it? The bull market support band is pretty much the top of the bull market support band is sitting at 55.2. And I said on Saturday, my target for Bitcoin was 54.7. That's where I thought we were going to wick down to. It's now 55.2. That would be my bottom. Now, I'm going to draw very quickly what I thought was going to happen. I thought we were going to do this. Bounce and then move up. That's what I thought was going to happen. Now, as you can quite clearly see, we're not going to do that because we've already broken out. We've gone up here. So could we then argue, possibly, let's get rid of this now. Could we then argue that this is actually this? And maybe this was what we should be looking at and not further down here. Possibly. I don't like to be too bullish at these stages of the market because I don't think, I said on the stream yesterday, I don't think we have enough positive indicators to push us up. I don't think we have enough negative indicators to push us down. I think we're in a little bit of a limbo. On the stream last night, good morning. Do I want to know? Sorry. Good morning. And Fran, I don't think I said good morning to you either. So I think we're at this level here. And again, I don't draw these, before the show. These were drawn days ago. My targets, we've got 74, it's about 74.5 up there. I don't know why it's actually that high. It probably should be about there. which is about 74. We've kind of wicked down to this level at 60,000. Now, 60,666 is the number that I picked, just because it's the mark of the beast. And that is where I think potentially, if we just concluded this wave, then 60,000 is held. And there's no denying it. 60,000 held. Fine. But look at where we touched. I'm going to go to the weekly for a second. Look at the last time we got to the bull market support band. Here. October. Now, I think we could argue that January the 22nd, we almost touched it. We almost came down here. But we are posting a green week for the first time in 3. We've had 2 red candles, 2 red candles, 3 red candles. We've now posted a green. Could that indicate another run up here? Potentially. But at some point, this bull market support band will start to do this, or maybe even out because of this dip. So I think if we do, maybe we do that, and maybe we retest the bull market support band at 66,000, or maybe we retest it at 63,000. But we have to come back to it at some point. I think in the next 4 or 5 weeks, we will have a wick. Now, that wick could look like one of these, which is the very empty red line down with a thick end. And what we could see is we could see a retest, then in the same week, a wick down to touch this bull market support band before moving back up. So I think we're going to go up and then down. I think we're going to go up to find resistance. When we find that resistance, it's going to cause a little bit of uncertainty in the market. You're going to start to see people saying Bitcoin can't break 74,000. Maybe that's the top. Maybe the market is over. And at that point, we will retrace to 55, 57, 59,000. That is a possibility. And then when we do bounce, you've all sold because these mystical crypto influencers have told you to sell because that was the top. They're going to tell you that this was the top of the entire bull market, which happened a month before. They're going to tell you that was the top. I don't think so. I think, if anything, Bitcoin is the only asset you should not consider selling for at least the next 18 months, 12 to 18 months. And if you've got a longer horizon than that, you should be holding Bitcoin for at least the next 5 years, in my humble opinion. Moving on then, Vitalik Buterin reminds everyone about the main goal of crypto. Now, I don't know what your goal of crypto is, but mine is certainly not the tech. I am in it to change the world, yes, but my first priority is my wife, my family, and becoming really financially stable. I don't care what anybody else's opinions or objectives are, they're yours, they're not mine. So Vitalik has posted this. He believes freedom and privacy should be treated as foundation for any digital asset. I don't necessarily agree with that statement at all. I think having a situation where crypto allows for assets to be outside of the control of the political party would be my #1 goal. An uncensorable crypto asset. That's my goal for it. And what I mean by that is, if you have a government that comes into power in your country and they are very draconian and they are very much a nanny state and they spy on you and they access your bank accounts and they do whatever, then I think crypto should allow you to have independence of your state. So freedom in that respect. I don't think we should allow crypto to be carte blanche, unregulated across the world, because that benefits nobody in the long run other than people who don't want to play by the rules. So he has said it is about liberty and decentralization. His statement raises crucial questions about the role of cryptocurrencies in fostering freedom and privacy in the face of global surveillance concerns, I agree with that. He talks about the trend where individual rights can potentially be compromised by expansive surveillance measures. This is also true. The fear that government powers could misuse such capabilities to monitor adversaries or the public is not unfounded. Absolutely, this has existed in several parts of the world already, notably Canada, notably Australia, and notably America. You know what I would like to say? I think if we'd have just kept the British Empire a little bit longer and put some rules in place, we wouldn't have all of these issues. We just decided to let these people run their own countries, and now look at the state of them. Look at the state of Canada, look at the state of Australia, and look at the state of America. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you're from those countries, I apologise in advance. Despite the decentralised ideals, a significant portion of Ethereum's transactions have encountered censorship. This is true. What many of you probably aren't aware of is that if you look at the reports on Ethereum, you can see whether transactions are considered valid and those transactions which are not considered valid. And it's a bit of a sinister situation because valid transactions which come from trusted entities such as exchanges, for example, they are given priority over transactions between two anonymous Ethereum transactions. For me, I don't like that. And for him to say we need to value freedom and privacy, it's a bit of an oxymoron because your system doesn't allow for that either. Also, Ethereum wallets can be flagged as having committed crimes, as we've seen with various celebrities being sent transactions from Turbo Cash over the last 2 years, and they are flagged as having committed a crime. So Ethereum is not a bed of roses. Every chain has its own problems. Ethereum has a bucket full. It's the last chain that should be throwing mud at anybody. Ethereum's shift from proof of work to proof of stake in its consensus mechanism has been touted as a step towards greater efficiency. No, well, yes, but it also means that it has lost any hope of comparing itself to Bitcoin. Because when you create a proof of stake system, anybody who has as much money as they want, so let's say, for example, the United Arab Emirates, there's 120 million Ethereum. Let's say the UAE go out and buy 20 million Ethereum. Okay, they own 1/6 of all the voting rights, and they own 1/6 of all Ethereum that exists. And remember, it's slightly deflationary Ethereum. It has a mechanism where Ethereum is burnt, Ethereum is paid to validators, but net, I think it's about 0.5% a year it deflates by. So if you own 20 million Ethereum, over time, that will actually become more and more of the assets on that network. Not a good thing. I don't think Ethereum made the right choice by becoming proof of stake, but who am I? Right, let's go and have a quick look at the chart. I don't agree with Vitalik at all. I think there is a fundamental problem with Ethereum. At all. Ethereum then. We said 3,000 was going to be the crux, and I didn't think it was going to hold. Now what has happened here, if we move up a touch, bull market support band is coming in at 29.20 roughly, and it has bounced as Bitcoin bounced off its 60,666. Is Ethereum going to move in the same direction as Bitcoin? Time will tell. I think the chart is looking good. The RSI is looking good on the daily and the weekly. 4 hourly, it's starting to move up. Price of Ethereum is starting to move up. I think we could see a green week. I think we could see a green week. We need to see really what this negative news is going to be, because as I said at the start of the show, we don't have positive or negative news. We have some news coming out, the Grayscale news, for example, but we're in a bit of a lull at the moment. I said this last night on Brogan's stream. I mentioned the fact that we're in limbo. Now, if Ethereum gets through and holds 3,100, then that will cause, for me, that will cause me to think that this could possibly be the low. Now, Ethereum is different to Bitcoin. Why? Because of this. Ethereum has bounced off its bull market support band. Bitcoin hasn't. If we look at Solana, if we look at any other major altcoin, they've all come down to the bull market support band. I think even XRP has gone beneath it. But look, we have some kind of bounce going on here. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go back to 4,000 or 3,500, but if you were going to look at a price, this red line here, 3,500 is the next area. Look at all the price action that's been around here in the last few weeks. 3,500 has been the area, so we could go back to that. That would be a 10%, 8%, 10% move for Ethereum over there. Now, we are going to crack on because we are 25 minutes and we've got 3 articles left to go. So we probably need to get a bit of a groove on. Fran, did you say we were in a limbo or in Lambo? We're in limbo, and I don't think the Lambo is going to be arriving for another year or so yet. Tariq, good you didn't mention the countries Great Britain took as granted property like India and Egypt. Absolutely true. I am not saying anybody is without sin. What I'm saying is Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and America, they've kind of gone off the, what's the word for it? They've become really draconian in the last 20 years. The political parties they've got in place there, if you look at what happened during the pandemic in those countries, especially New Zealand, Canada, and Australia, it was nothing short. These are supposed to be democratic countries. They just become dictatorships. And if you look at, I can't get into it on here because of, various different reasons, political reasons, but I don't think those countries' citizens were treated particularly well compared to citizens of, say, Scandinavian countries. So Ethereum has done well. It's bounced off its bull market support band. Now we're going to look at memes. And remember, memes are like miner birds. They are the first things to die in the mine. And of course, when things start to turn the corner, they are one of the first things to recover because they normally have lower caps and they are sexier than Chainlink, they are sexier than ICP, sexier than Quant, so people will buy the memes. And they did outperform the crypto market with notable gains, but don't forget, Bitcoin might have dropped 10 or 20%. Bonk, Dog with Hat, all of those other memes, Book of Meme, they all dropped 40%. So you would expect them to recover faster simply because they dropped so much further than Bitcoin. And also the price, that the market caps, it's not that hard to move the market cap of a meme coin with a $200 or $300 million market cap compared to Bitcoin with its 1.4 trillion dollar market cap. So in the past 24 hours, the meme coin crypto economy has risen by 9.6% across the US dollar. Bonk emerged as the day's top performer. Now, the next article after Runes is Bonk. We're going to go through that because I was going to make a video on Bonk anyway. And as I was making the video and I was going through their Twitter account, I realized that their version 2 had launched 10 hours before I made the video. So this is probably the reason why Bonk has risen so much. And when I go through the stats of Bonk, you'll realize why I've become so bullish on them. So the top gainers, $55.9 billion of value in meme coins and $5.8 billion of trading volume. Bonk and Floki at the forefront. I remember when I reviewed Floki years ago, a year, 18 months ago, whatever it was. Really good project. But with all of these meme coins, when they've got small market caps, it's very hard to tell whether they're going to pump or not. I liked Floki. I said at the time I liked Floki. Bonk, I didn't like. I thought it was a scam. But Floki is going to give you the opportunity to have your own bank account. So for all of you in countries where you may not be able to get your own bank account, Floki may be the answer. So you should probably go and check them out. Bonk went up 42%. marking a 39% rise over the last week. The sole exception in this category was Corgi AI, which posted a small loss. We don't really need to know about that. Dogecoin is the Doge father, not the dog father. The Doge father rose by 4.2, and SHIB went up 14% on Sunday. So you see, the plan here is we're going to buy Tariq a Tesla, but we're not going to buy it him. We're going to give him enough SHIB in chat that when SHIB reaches its all-time high during the bull run, Tariq will be able to go out and buy his Lambo if he wants. Maybe he'll be able to get to buy a Lambo rather than a Tesla. So SHIB went up an awful lot. Loads of coins. It all absolutely ripped. Pups, Snail, Salama, Fork, all of them just absolutely pumped. But we're not going to look at anything else on this because we're going to jump to runes first, and then we're going to come back to Bonk, because Bonk is, there's no news article about Bonk. I'm just going to go through the website and explain a bit about it. Now, runes, you might have heard about this. This has been doing the rounds all over X for the last probably 2 or 3 weeks. God, adverts just pop up everywhere. So Runes protocol launches on Bitcoin, sending fees soaring as users rush to mint tokens. Now, another thing that a lot of you might have seen, since the halving, the fees to send anything on Bitcoin is now about $90. The other thing you need to bear in mind is that you shouldn't be sending Bitcoin transactions on the Bitcoin network. You should be sending Bitcoin transactions on the Lightning networks. That's what the Lightning network is built for. So when you see people complain about these, another point of the Lightning network, and the fees are fractions, what is causing all of this blockage is, of course, a couple of things. One of them is Runes protocol and all of these other protocols that sit on top of Bitcoin and take up all the transactions. Now, Runes launched and everybody is trying to rush to mint tokens, but what are you actually doing? Tariq, give it another 18 months and I think that Lambo. The only thing I'll say, when you get your Lambo, you have to get it in Crypto Warehouse pink and maybe the white Bitcoin logo on it, just to say, I got this through Crypto Warehouse. That's all you need to do. I'm not asking too much. I think a pink Lambo would look really nice. So let's get rid of some of these adverts which are on my screen. Despite being the most anticipated Bitcoin halving yet, it was the launch of the high-profile Bitcoin builder Casey Rodamore's latest creation, Runes, that turned heads even among long-time blockchain developers. Now, he, of course, did ordinals. This allows you, basically, in a nutshell, to tattoo or carve a little bit of data onto a blockchain transaction. Now, the block 840,000, that had somebody pay $700,000 to inscribe that block. Believe it or not, I don't know if it's in this article, but somebody paid $700,000 to inscribe a block. So runes are similar to ordinals in that they allow people to etch and mint tokens on-chain. The main difference is that ordinals are non-fungible NFTs. Runes will function more like meme coins, which have recently taken crypto markets by storm. Let me just check something. Well, very quickly. I accidentally. There we go. Okay, fine. Good morning, Bullish Bull. Let's go back down a little bit. Okay, the first Runes project to mint was Rodamore's own Uncommon Goods project, which was announced well in advance of the halving, as were many of the projects looking to etch themselves onto these highly coveted Satoshis. Now, another thing that I mentioned about NFTs, a long time ago, I did a Twitter thread where I said that you could create Bitcoin NFTs that would hold the value of Bitcoin. So you could create an NFT for 1 Bitcoin, and that 1 Bitcoin would be locked within the NFT. Very similar, if you buy a gold necklace that is 99.9% gold, apart from the fact it's malleable and it'll fall to pieces, that necklace holds the value of the gold that it's made out of. NFTs on Bitcoin have an opportunity for you to create a 0.1 BTC NFT that then holds its value, because you could destroy the NFT and release the Bitcoin. But it would be more valuable because, like, gold coins are more valuable than Bitcoin, for example. Or sorry, the gold coins are more valuable than gold. Bitcoin NFTs could be more valuable than Bitcoin simply because they might have Gary Gensler's face on them, Elon Musk's face on them, whatever it might be. So there was always that possibility to add value. Now, these runes, there's hundreds of them exactly. And the problem is they're going to be destroyed by their commonality. They're too common. If you only had 400, 200, 100 runes max, then they'd hold value. You're going to get to the situation where there's just thousands of them and they're going to have no value. So what makes a rune project potentially viable is something of a subjective measure. Being as an early project to list, like Dog Go to the Moon, which has the honour of being rune number 3, is one measure, but buyers are also judging projects based on the quality of its ticker. A number of rune projects were also starting to mint before the halving. Dog, 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 dog. Again, Pepe with honkers, short the world. I mean, it's nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense. This is like the Emperor's new clothes. They're just ridiculous. Now, one of them, 2 of them, 10 of them will be successes. The rest of them are junk. Absolutely junk. Among the names dropped were Taproot Wizards, the Ordinals project co-created by Bitcoin OG influencers Eric Wall and Udi Wertheimer, and a project called Satoshi Nakamoto, named after the Bitcoin creator, which at press time had over 5,000 holders who'd minted 19,000 tokens. I don't see any good memes, I'm just trying to figure it out, one trader said. To be quite frank, I haven't minted anything yet. Again, waste of time. Another aspect to consider, how many of the tokens were pre-mined or held in reserve for project creators to potentially release on the market. Exactly. We talk about this when we look at tokenomics of projects. If you've got a project with 1 billion tokens and the founders have 500 million of them, and they give you 500 million of them, guess what they're going to do with their tokens? They're going to dump them all on you. If they only hold 5 or 10% of the tokens, that's normally what I would consider to be an honourable amount of tokens. Anyway, I'm not going to go near ordinals. I'm not going to go anywhere near runes. The projects that excite me are the projects that are connecting Bitcoin to other chains. And we've got Stacks, which is a good project. We have Zeus, which obviously is coming on board to connect it to Solana. We have a couple of projects that got investments over the last 9 months, 6 months, I would say, which are going to allow DeFi platforms to be built on top of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is over half the value of the market. Because it's over half the value of the market, there's no current way of making money out of Bitcoin. It has no proof of stake because it's proof of work. There is no way to tap into the value of Bitcoin, is there? So as far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin needs some way to generate wealth, and my favorite way is, of course, cross-chain staking, which Charles has talked about before with Solana. Anatoly has mentioned it in passing. Cross-chain staking would allow you to stake your Bitcoin natively on Bitcoin, and in doing so, potentially open up the Bitcoin that you've staked to be used to validate Solana, Cardano, even Ethereum, it doesn't matter. That's something to look for in the future. If you gave me the option of staking my Bitcoin and earning 4% yield in Solana, or 2% yield, 3% yield in Ethereum, and it was safe and it was native, so there's no contract exploits, there's no wormhole problems, I would snap your hand off. So let's see what happens in the future. Now, we've got 10 minutes to go, and we're not going to go through any more news. I'm going to go through this. Basically, it's like a mini review of Bonk. I've already made the video. The video is on the channel. You know how to find the channel. go and subscribe. If you're wherever you're watching right now, look at the bottom left-hand corner. We're at 119,964 people. We are 36 away from 120,000. I remember February, we were at 100,000. Maybe middle of February, I don't know when. We've come a long way in a very short space of time. And all the OGs out there, you know who you are. I appreciate every one of you. You turn up every day. You show support, comment in chat. It's great. For new people, there's no reason why you guys can't become OGs. We stream every day, normally to 11 o'clock, Monday to Saturday. However, because of our blip, where we had pretty much Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week offline, we're going to try and stream every single day in April and the first half of May. I'm going to try and stream every day for the next 3 weeks, and I'm going to try and do 1 to 2 videos a day, Monday to Friday, not the weekends, just to try and get everything back up. Chin Gary, I know, right, I made a video about the Gary network. I did. I made the video, I reviewed the project. What did I say about the project? I said the project was sound. I said the market was terrible. The marketing, sorry, was terrible. They need a new marketing department at Gary Network, in my opinion. But I will bring it up very briefly. I'll look at Bonk. I promise you I will bring the Gary Network up, and then I'll explain what's wrong with it. Now, Bonk version 2 went live over the weekend. Unbeknownst to me, in all of the research that I did, it doesn't mention anywhere on here that this version 2 went live. It's only on one tweet that they made halfway down their account. So let's just call it a happy coincidence that I made the video yesterday. Bonk then, biggest Solana meme coin. Let's put it in context for you. Let me show you why I'm showing you Bonk. And as always, please remember, I am not sponsored by anybody. Everything I say is my opinion. Now, you might not agree with my opinion, and that's your, that's entirely up to you. You could think I talk nonsense. You could hate the way I talk. But at least you know that I am not being paid by some shiller to shill you coins. That's the one thing I can guarantee. Now, top meme coins by market cap. Dogecoin, number 1. SHIB, number 2. Dog with Hat, Pepe, Floki, and Bonk. Bonk is 6th. Now, I predicted in my video that I made yesterday, I predicted that Bonk will become at least 3rd by the end of this bull run. I think at some point, Doge is going to die, or it's going to moon and then die. But Dogecoin is going to see its butt very soon. It doesn't do anything. Shiba is the top meme coin. For me, Bonk is the 3rd best meme coin. I think it can hit a $5 to $6 billion market cap before the end of the bull run. I think during the bull run, we Bonk. Remember, Shiba went to 36 billion in the bull run. So these numbers are not overinflated moon boy math. I'm just telling you how I think it is. I love Floki. Floki is a great project. Pepe, meh. Dog with Hat, not yet. Dog with Hat hasn't had the opportunity to build its project out. So I can only rank projects based on what they're doing today, because they're speculative enough. At the end of the day, it's just pure speculation with meme coins. But Shiba and Bonk and Floki all have utility, and that's what I'm going to show you in a minute. So Bonk at the minute is a top 100 coin. It's ranked 70th. It's only got a $1.35 billion market cap. Book of Meme, which has been around for about a month, is half the market cap of Bonk. Now I'm going to explain why either this is overvalued at 600 million or this is way undervalued at 1.35 billion. And that's what I'm going to spend 5 minutes talking about. So I'm going to talk you through this as I would explain how I'm reviewing a project for a video. And that is, I look at the utility that this project offers. I look at how well used, how many holders it has. I look at its social media, and I look at its price action. Now, I'm not going to do the price action. Am I going to do the price action? I am going to do the price action. Yeah, I've already got the price action on there. So I'm going to do the price action at the end. So Bonk version 2 website went live. The first thing to understand about Bonk, it's on 9 different chains. It is no longer just a Solana meme coin. Point number 1. Point number 2, 690,000 holders. They are going to hopefully very soon start a deal with Revolut, a very big European fintech bank, to offer 500,000 people the opportunity to win Bonk on their platform. Even if 2/3 of them take up that offer, that would give Bonk 1 million holders. 1 million holders. When I review projects, meme coins that have got 10, 20, 30,000 holders, I say that's a pretty good number. We're talking about 1 million people holding Bonk. It's noisier than SHIB and Doge. Noisier in terms of its real world advertising and real world press. 128 integrations. Basically, there's 128 different projects built around the Bonk. It's not quite an ecosystem yet. Moving down here, I can't show you a lot of that because, of course, it mentions different exchanges. But what I will go down to is the key projects. So the Bonk bot is probably the biggest one. They have a Telegram bot that trades. And through trading, it charges you fees. Some of those fees are burnt and some of those fees are paid in Bonk rewards. Bonk Swap is its own exchange website. Bonk rewards, I'll click on in a minute and show you. Moonwalk has a fitness app, if you like. Then it's got its own ability to buy Bonk, whether it be Ethereum or Solana. It has a wallet cleaner and it has a DEX. But the Bonk rewards, I will very quickly show you. For those of you that hold Bonk that don't know, you can do this. Let me in. Let's make that a little bit bigger so you can see. So you can lock your Bonk away for a period of 1, 3, or 6 months and you earn a multiplier. Now, for the purposes of research, I don't know how much Bonk I bought, $50 or $100, I don't remember. And I've staked it in here. I've used a different browser, so I can't see what I've staked. I think it's paying me about 20%. I think about 20%. So Bonk rewards, if you've got Bonk and you want to earn a reward, I know the exchange that you're watching me on now, I know you can earn APY on Bonk on those platforms. So I'm not saying that you should move your Bonk off chain at all. I'm saying if you've got Bonk in a Solana wallet, for example, you can come here, you can put the amount in, you can stake it for a month just to test it, and you can press lock. And then underneath, you will see claimable Bonk. So every day you can claim a percentage of the fees. Good morning, Peter. So for me, Bonk rewards is very similar to staking. It's not quite the same, but very similar. So that's pretty much why I think Bonk is going to be a top 3 meme coin. Not a top 3 coin, a top 3 meme coin. You are most welcome. You are most welcome. Now, I'm not going to go off and look at their socials, which I normally do. They do have a white paper. They do have merch. They've got NFTs. They've got art. There's an awful lot going on with Bonk. So I would advise anybody that's not looked at Bonk for the last 6 to 12 months to go and check it out. I do think that over time, they are going to at least 5x in value. And that's because that they have revenue generation now within the project. It's not just a stupid dog on a web page with a contract that you're buying on your exchange that you're on now. They have built an entire ecosystem. All of it. It's all built. It's the finished product as far as it can be. Good morning, Solo Sky. Welcome to the stream. Now, very quickly then, what happened with Bonk? This is the daily. Now, on the daily, we came down. Remember what we say about the red zone? The red zone is the place to buy any coin if you value that coin. If you've done your Bonk research and you love Bonk and you want to hold more Bonk and you want to go bonkers, you buy in the red zone. What we do here is we try and give you rough ideas. Brogan is the TA guy, but we give you rough ideas of where you can pick up the coin at cheaper levels. We had a run up. It was a big run up. This run up was in March. Ever since then, we have seen this kind of action. Now, look what happened this weekend. If we just use a simple trend line, we broke it here. We broke the trend line and we're moving up. Now, what does this mean for Bonk? It means it has a big old journey up. Remember, we talk about steps. We talk about Bitcoin. We talk about steps up help on the way back down. And what I mean by that is, if you do this, you will see that there are steps on the way down. Previous price action creates support. Okay? That support flips to resistance when it breaks. So what Bonk has to do, and I'm not going to start talking about numbers because the numbers are totally irrelevant. I will move it across so you can see, however. The numbers are totally irrelevant. Look at where we got to. I'm going to zoom really far in so you can see. This area here, this fib level at 22.30, we came up and touched it. Why? Because all along, going back to the beginning of March, it was support. And then it broke. When everything crashed, remember we talked about the miner birds? We talk about meme coins being miner birds. We talk about they're the first things to die in the mine. Well, guess what? This was your opportunity to buy Bonk, in my opinion. It crashed, it found bare support here, and it came all the way down, but it's come all the way back up. Now, if it breaks back into this channel, there are obvious lines to break here and here. Now, just to give you an idea, I'm going to have to do some quick math in my head. This is a 30% rise from where we are now. That is a 50% rise. So this is 50, this is 30. That's where I think Bonk is going to go. I think Bonk is going to move up. I think it's wholly undervalued at 1.35 billion. For meme coins, it's wholly undervalued. These are funny names for memes. They're all funny names for memes. That's how they catch on, really. The max supply is crazy. How could this rubbish go up? Because you have a meme coin and it becomes a culture. Like mods and rockers, like people that like goths. They become a collective. They become a tribe. You see it with NFT projects like the Gods. They go out and they drink champagne out of their trainers, and it creates a community. Now, if you look at the definition of money, there's certain definitions of money that include trust, recognition, and all of these things. Meme coins, on the whole, are scams. They are pump and dumps. They are there to separate you from your money. When I reviewed this coin in January 2023, I specifically said, don't touch this coin. It's a scam. And it spent 10 months way below where I said avoid this coin. It spent 10 months, but then it finished building, it built out, and it built up, and it built an empire. 128 integrations, 9 chains. There is not a meme coin that has done this. It is no longer a meme coin, it's a community coin. If you put $1,000 into Bonk, I would get over $10,000. I don't think it's going to 10x tomorrow. I think you would get, if it was going to go up 50%, you'd end up with $1,500. But that's not financial advice, and that's just if it hits those 2 targets. But bear in mind, you have to look at the price action. Look at where we've been. Okay, why did we end up down here? We ended up down here because Bitcoin dumped. And meme coins are the first things to dump. So when the market corrects and Bitcoin comes down 2%, meme coins drop 10%. Then it comes down another 2 or 3%. Meme coins just absolutely, they floor. And that's what we've seen. We've seen the floor of Bonk. When you look at it based on price action, which is the only way you can really look at it because everything is speculation, then there are all of these different levels here for Bonk to get back to, even all the way up here. Okay, they've just launched version 2, which went live over the weekend. Now, if Bitcoin doesn't wet the bed and Bitcoin does start to move up towards 70,000, then these targets are where Bonk is going to go. And that's just the way the market is. Now, if we had this conversation a year ago, I would tell you never buy a meme coin. Don't buy them. They're a waste of time. High speculation. You're going to lose all your money. But when you have 690,000 holders and potentially another 300,000 or 400,000 holders coming on board in the next 6 months, you have a project that has 1 million people holding it. It then goes past the stage of being a meme. Is it a good idea to buy meme coin bundles? Well, what I suggest is if you've got $10,000 in your portfolio, you take $100 or $200 of that portfolio, you put the rest of it in Bitcoin, Ethereum, your other layer 1s and layer 2s and your tech projects, and you take that, let's say it's $200, and you go and buy $50 of 4 meme coins or $40 of 5 meme coins. And one of them, hopefully 2 of them, will be roaring successes. And we've said this before. I'll go over it one last time because I've just realized the time. So on CoinMarketCap, in the top right-hand corner, which I don't know if you can see, you type in meme, for example. You can do this with anything. I show people a lot. You type in meme, you press on categories, you go to memes, and then you see the top. If I was to do this, I would buy Dog with Hat, Pepe, Floki, Bonk, and Bohm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why would I buy them? Look at the market cap of SHIB. Look at the market cap of Doge. They're already there. You know, SHIB's never going to become 160 billion, which is what it is. That's how I would do it. Now, has this... There we go. We've updated. We had a bit of a glitch. So I'll repeat that one last time because I think we glitched. What I would do is ignore the top 2 coins, Doge and SHIB. I like them. I like SHIB, sorry. I don't like Doge. But you've got to seriously consider where are they going to move. In a bull market, they're not going to go much higher. So I would look... Am I really lagging? I appear to be really lagging. I'm just waiting to see if I am... Everything seems to be freezing. Just give me 1 second. That's how I would do it. That's this. There we go. So I'll repeat that one last time. What I would do is ignore the top 2. Okay, so you have managed to hear me. Okay. What would $50 each get me bananas? Probably. The thing is, Dog with Hat went to 5 billion. Pepe went above 5 billion. Floki is on a cusp of a wave, and Bonk has retraced an awful lot since. So if you conservatively said, let me give you an example. Let's say that each of these coins is going to go to 8 to 10 billion. That would give you a 5x, a 4x, a 3x, and a 2.5x. Okay? Now, not all of these coins are going to do that. But if 2 or 3 of them do, then you're going to turn your $200 hopefully into $4 or $5 or $6 or $700 potentially. But meme coins are speculative. They are high risk. They have no utility. They have no inherent value. But this is what I'm saying about Floki and Bonk. Floki is launching its own bank. Bonk has 138 applications built on it. Okay? It's not a meme coin anymore. The definition of a meme coin is a coin that has no utility or value. Bonk has value, therefore, Bonk has utility and value. Therefore, how can Bonk be a meme coin? It can't. There needs to be a new definition. A community coin, a culture coin. I don't care what it has to be called, but it's not a meme coin anymore. So Bonk for me, Floki for me, definitely. Those two have real world profit and revenue generating potential of those. So I would personally put $40 in each of those 5 coins, not financial advice. Book of Meme, Bonk, Floki, Pepe, Dog with Hat. They would be the 5 I would personally buy. Now, I don't hold Dog with Hat. I don't hold Pepe. I don't hold Floki. I think I've got $50 or $100 of Bonk, and I hold maybe, I don't know, $50 or $100 of Bohm. I don't remember what I bought of Bohm, but I don't hold a lot of them. They are probably less than 0.0001% of my portfolio because they are a folly. And I do review meme coins on the channel. Yes, I review them because they're highly searchable and people look for information on them. And I review them because if I think they're junk, I tell you they're junk. So Book of Meme, watch my video on Book of Meme and listen to what I say about that project. I call it out. I say it's overvalued. I say it's been around for 5 days and don't buy it. So when I say I make videos about meme coins, I don't mean I make them and tell you to buy them because of 1000x. I tell you how bad or good they could potentially be. There's a difference. And that's why I've made this Bonk video, because when I called Bonk out, it was trash. It was going to separate you from your money. And I was right for 10 months. And the only reason I was wrong is they went away and built their platform out, which I've demonstrated today. And in my video, I said I got it wrong. But I could never have known they were going to do that. And if I had to make that video again, I would. I said Pepe was junk. If you go and watch my video about Pepe, I said it was junk. It was a waste of money. Look at it now. It's a $2.7 billion coin. So I will call out coins that I don't think are going to make you, I think they're going to make you poorer. That's just the way I am. Now, it's 12 minutes past 12. We've well overshot on the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Great to see you. Remember, if you're new here, smash the like button. Give us a follow. We are probably over 120,000 fans now for the day. I can't fit the word family there, and I think the word fam is too young for me to use. I'm nearly 50. I'm not going to use the word fam. So fans, probably the best I can do. We're nearly at 120,000. Buy Bonk and go bonkers. Yes, exactly. But only buy an amount of Bonk that you are willing to lose. So if I said to you, you have to put 5 lots of $50 on 5 different barbecues, and I'm going to set fire to them, and one of them is going to turn into $500, and 4 of them are going to burn your money. That's how you should see meme coins. And that was an Australian reference because I used the word barbecues, but that's how I would view it. 4 of them are going to burn your money. 1 of them will 10x. That's how to look at it. And that 10x will make you more money than had you put them into something like Bitcoin, for example. But they're so speculative, it should be a fraction of your portfolio, 1%, 2% of your portfolio. The same way, if you're going to go and build a bag of AI coins, make sure you buy 5 or 6 AI coins and treat it as a separate portfolio. So if you have $10,000, maybe put $500 into AI projects and then buy 6 or 7 AI projects, but research them. Again, top right hand corner, type in AI, click on categories, click on, it's changed a lot, isn't it? AI, there we go. So top AI tokens by market capitalization. Have I gone off again? Please don't tell me that. Has the sound gone off? Hello? Okay, I am kind of hit. I'm really lagging. I don't know why. AI tokens, same thing again. Go through these projects, pick the ones out that you like. Spread your risk. Remember that Fetch, Singularity, and is it Ocean are going to merge. Pick wisely. Near Protocol has got a lot of connections with NVIDIA, so keep that in mind. Same thing again, 6 to 7 projects. That's how I would have an AI bag and a meme bag, for example, a meme coin bag. So that's all I'm going to leave you with. Right, thank you everybody so much for watching. Great appreciation from everybody in the audience today, which is great. I'm very happy to be back. We have our internet fixed. We have fiber. Believe it or not, we've entered the 20th century, 21st century, I don't know what you want to call it. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back at 11 o'clock again. I have a video about the Jupiter vote, which is going up. Mags, if you can message me on Telegram or something like that and just let me know what your problems are, I'll either make you a quick video or I will just answer you on Telegram. But until tomorrow, thanks Peter, thanks Gianni, thanks Diableski, thank you to who else has been in here, Solo Sky, everybody else. Thanks everybody. See you all in the morning. Goodbye.